Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Beauty School Dropout Podcast with Mason Abrams. Today, I'm joined with a very special guest,
Kate Wallace,
and I'm going to be interviewing her and getting the inside scoop with Kate. So, first, I'd like to ask how your day's been.
It's been pretty good. I'm just tired.
Are you tired a lot?
Yes.
How has that affected your school career?
Well, I'm currently failing algebra, but there's many other reasons that have been leading up to that. I'm not going to name any, just to not stir the pot. But I do think that me being tired has a lot of problems.
A lot of problems. By that, do you mean like mental illness?
No, I mean like making me sleep all the time.
Benadryl?
No.
Oh.
Melatonin.
Okay. That brings me to your first question. What's your biggest failure, and what did you learn from that experience? Or are you still working on that failure?
I don't think I've ever had a failure, honestly.
Why do you say that?
Because I think every experience is just a learning experience, and you just have to move on and learn from your mistakes.
What's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
Probably that. Probably that. I don't know. Next question.
All right. Sorry about that, y'all. What's your favorite job you've had?
Well, I've only had one job, I would say.
Let me rephrase that. What's the favorite job you've been hired to do?
Probably Bronze Bay. I loved the atmosphere that I thought I was going to be working in. And I love tanning, so I thought it was going to be a good job. But then I just decided I just never needed to show up. But, I mean, at least I, got the experience, right?
That brings me to your next question. What has been your least favorite job to date that you've been hired to do?
Okay, well, I got hired at Lee's Chicken, and that was very, very painful. Because I could not pick the, thigh from, the big trapezoid-shaped one. I could not remember which was which, and I just kept giving customers the wrong one in their box, and they were like, what in the heck?
That brings me to your next question. If you could forget one thing in your life and never have to think about it again, what would it be?
Sophomore year of high school.
The whole thing?
Yes, the whole thing.
Do you want to, I know that you like to keep your personal life pretty private, but my question to you is there anything you'd like to share about that year that you think has made you grow as a person? Or...
Actually, my lawyer thinks it's best for me if we just, keep it very, very sealed. So for now, I don't have anything to say on that.
Okay. I agree. I think I take the law very seriously on Beauty School Dropout Podcast, which brings me to our sponsor, Harvard University. Harvard University Law School, if that exists, has a very competitive, very marginalized law school, and they are our sponsor today. So if you'd like to learn more information about Harvard Law School, go to www.harvard.law.school.com. If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice from when you were, say, 12 years old, what would it be?
Stop doing stupid stuff.
By stupid stuff, would you like to elaborate?
Grow up. Stop being mean to your mom and dad.
Do you think that has changed a lot since you were 12?
Yes. I think I'm pretty nice to my mom.
All right. We're going to move on to a different set of questions that's a little bit more lighthearted. What star sign are you?
Aquarius.
How do you think that plays into your personality?
I think I'm a very independent person for the most part, and I'm also pretty creative, and I think I am outgoing. And I think you can tell that I'm an Aquarius.
Outside of tapping, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Fake people.
By fake people, you mean?
People that act one way towards you, then completely different 5 minutes later.
I think that is a great strategy
to
live by. What do you think the world will look like in 5 years?
Probably gray. dull, sadder. But maybe Biden will still be our president. Maybe he'll do a better job.
Right. Okay. Next question. What is a common myth about your job or field of expertise?
A lot of people think I'm a job hopper, but I wouldn't say I am. I think I just like to try things out, and then if they don't go the way I thought they would, I just think it's time to move on.
When you say go the way you thought you would, go the way you thought they would, you mean like the hiring on process? Because I've been looking at your log, and it seems like for the last 3 jobs you've been hired to, you haven't made it the first day.
Well, sometimes my dog just like needs me at home, and I prefer to only work about 1 or 2 days a week.
By your dog, you're referring to Sodi, right?
Actually, I'm talking about my dog Sassy.
Oh. Is that a new dog?
Yeah, she shipped all the way from Canada.
Did she? Now, I've heard a lot about the Canadian dog trade, and I know that there's a little bit of sketchy business going on. So what do you have to say to the people who might question your adoption of Sassy?
I think that dogs are just like lovable, and you should just be able to like get them from wherever they come from, and all dogs need love. Even if it is sketchy, hey, Juan shipped it to me really tight in this like cage, but it had holes in it so like she could breathe fine, and she had her own like person on the plane. It was pretty good. It wasn't even like that much money. It was only like $50, honestly. It wasn't that sketchy, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, we will be back after a quick break. All right, we're back from our quick intermission. So, the next topic I'd like to ask you about is something that I feel like is really important to a lot of listeners, and that is misunderstanding. I feel like as a person, you've been very misunderstood in your life. So, what do you have to say to those people who are continuously misunderstood and looked at in a way that they wouldn't like to be?
I say to them that they just need to keep being who they are as long as it's in a good way. I don't want to encourage anybody to do anything mean to anybody. But if you think you're a good person and you're doing the right thing, then I feel like you should just keep being you and pushing through and just being who you need to be to show everybody.
I agree with that, and I'd also like to add to that because I think that as long as you really truly know who you are as a person, and you know your intentions and you know your goals and your aspirations in life, I think that's the word I was looking for, but I'm not really sure.
I get what you mean.
Then, that's really all that matters, because, people are going to misunderstand you for your whole career.
Yeah, but you just, as long as you know what you're doing and what you want to do with your life, it's all that matters. And you have people that look up to you and you don't even know it. So you just have to keep just doing what you need to do. I
think that, being yourself is something that scares some people, because confidence really is like, it's scary to look at, because especially if you're someone who's very insecure with yourself, because I've known a lot of people who target me and you both just because they are very insecure in themselves. Even it's been dangerous before. It can be really dangerous, like people trying to actually harm us.
Yeah, so. I know. We don't want to get into that much just because of
our lawyers.
Yeah, but it's just pretty sad because people just assume things a lot of the times about us, and they just think that they just need to take actions into their own hands, but they don't even know what we're capable of. Okay, that sounded like a threat, but I promise
she doesn't mean it.
I mean it we
don't poke the bear with a stick.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying don't poke the law with a stick, or it's gonna bite you hard. And it's gonna get you put in jail, baby.
Yeah, because I think what a lot of seniors don't understand is that they are 18 and that they do qualify as adults. So they could be charged with adult. Anyway, next question. This is something that I always like to do with my guests, even though you're my first guest and this is my first episode. But who has been your most important role model or mentor in life?
Probably Tana Mojo. Honestly, she just lives her life the way she wants to. Maybe even like Kim Kardashian sometimes.
What is it about those two people? What similarities between them?
Well,
are
they aren't that much alike, but I feel like they do both have a good heart, and they do own up to their stuff they've done.
Do you mean that because they've been in so many scandals?
Probably, but I feel like once Kim became a mom, she just like snapped into mommy mode, and like she is just like a queen at all aspects of her life.
Do you think the same thing will happen with Tana?
Probably not. I'd say no.
You don't think so? Okay, well, I think those are very good answers. I personally like both of those people very much. And like you said, they are very different. I really don't see any similarity between Tana Mojo and Kim Kardashian. But that's besides the point. Do you always want to be in the healthcare industry?
No.
Do you have any interest in staying in the healthcare industry?
No.
Okay. What's your favorite productivity hack?
Probably. Okay, so honestly, if you just watch like one episode of Hoarders, it just like motivates you so hard to clean your room. You're just like, I really do not want to be like that, and it's just, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I think that's very good. You know what? I really like having you on the show.
You do?
Yeah.
Well,
how would you feel about coming on as the other, just conveniently enough, you are a beauty school dropout yourself.
I didn't really think about that, but you're right.
What if we turn this into the beauty school dropouts and with Mason and Kay and you joined the show?
I think that would be very good and entertaining for your followers, and I think I could bring a lot into this, and I could just give us what we need.
You could push us across that brink of success.
Yes, exactly.
Well, guys, you heard it here first. Mason and Kay are the new host and co-host of Beauty School Dropouts podcast. We would like to take a break for a minor interruption. Thank you. Before we wrap up the first official episode of the Beauty School Dropouts podcast, I would like to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Even though I've been asking you questions the entire time,
Okay.
I'd like to finish up with some closing questions. So, to start us off, yes. What are 3 books you'd recommend to my audience? To our audience. Sorry, y'all. I forgot about that. Okay. I don't know why y'all is in my vocabulary now.
Okay, one. Everybody should know by how much I've talked about this book is Positive. It's about a girl that has HIV, and I think it's a really good read, especially for high school students. Another book is
yeah.
And then another book is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. All of them are really good, and you can just get through them in one day, basically, if you read pretty fast. You can just knock them out in like a day. And they're good for AR, if you're like some people who wait until the last minute. And one more book is To Kill a Mockingbird.
Right, okay. So, I feel like this is quite the question.
Okay.
What are 3, or no, let's just do this. What is one other podcast you'd recommend to my audience based off of, the style of my podcast, our podcast? What is one other one you'd recommend that's kind of similar?
What?
Sorry, I didn't say anything.
Okay, what I think I was thinking of was this podcast called Call Her Daddy. That's pretty bad, so probably not. Maybe, like, Canceled with Tana Mojo. Or maybe even, like, the sports broadcast brought to you by Jeremy and Kaden Powers. If you check it out, they're my cousin and uncle, by the way. You'll give him like 7 audience members. It's probably more than us. Check him out.
So, I think that's a pretty good list. I've heard Canceled a lot. I love that one. Haven't heard of your uncle's podcast, but I'll have to look into that. And then what's the other one you said? Call Her Daddy. Yes, I've watched that one with Mia. Yeah. And I think it's a really good show. So, with that being said, I know that Kate here has a very busy schedule.
Yeah.
So
I have to get back to my kids.
Thank you guys. We will see you in the next episode. We'll be interviewing a very, very special guest with my new co-host,
Keith Wallace.
Yes. All right. Have a great one, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up.
And share.
If you like.
Share.
And then
share
us on your story. Post our link on your story. Post us on TikTok.
Post us on anything.
Post us on everything.
Tell your boyfriends, tell your uncles, tell
your
mom,
uncles, your moms, your dads, your aunts, your cousins, your brothers, your sisters.
Your dogs, your cats, your alligators, your snakes.
Your Pepsi machine.
Your cousin.
Not sponsored. Anything. Just tell them all, because you know what?
We need all the viewers we need.
We have very strong goals in mind, and we think we're going to be the #1 podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
Before long. All right. Have a good one, y'all.